Let there be light. Ta-da! All right, we're wired for power. Now we just got to get the interior in here. Okay, so the tentative plan is that end will be where the bookcase and a background will go where I can shoot videos and stuff, and maybe some little interview station or something. Probably have models on shelves on display along here. Probably hang a lot of stuff from the ceiling too. Have workstations over here, workstations over here. The paint booth will probably go right there and use that window. And this end will probably be set up with like a photo booth kind of area. And well, we'll see once we get the stuff in here. I got a lot of other stuff. This area right here is probably where I'm going to put a lot of the paints and spare parts and storage, that kind of stuff. So, and of course, there'll be a couple of workstations about and shelves with the kits yet to be built, the stash. Well, guys, I'm happy to report that the Tarbis is now electrified, and the other contractors getting started on the interior. It should be done in about a week. They have other projects going on. But I saw something kind of interesting. I got an email from Matt Irvin. Remember, we're talking about that Space Pursuit kit, Revell trying to, milk a little more life out of some of their old molds. And he mentioned that he actually has some of the excess L01 models in his collection. And I'd forgotten that in the UK and the United States they had different box art. And I think the top one from the UK is cleaner, looks better. The American one down at the bottom looks a little bit cluttered. But it got me to looking at some old like Disney style videos, and I came across another fan film about the TWA moonliner, Marsliner, and really good one. And I got to admit that some of these fan films really do embody the spirit of things. A lot of work went into these, and I'm kind of impressed by them. I've linked one of them below, the one I just watched, and it got me thinking, when I was 7 years old, we had a poster up on the wall in our second grade classroom. And it was the Gemini launch schedule. They're going to launch every few months and everything. And it had pictures of the astronauts and stuff. And it got me thinking, as a kid, I was like, why do they launch every few months? Why don't they just launch every few days? And of course, I'm 7 years old. No idea the complexities that are involved. And then I can remember when I was 8 years old, maybe younger, sitting there in my pajamas, my legs crossed, watching the astronauts walk out to the van that took them out to the pad, and watching all live on TV. And of course, once they got in the rocket, I'm like, why don't they just launch? It's like 3 hours up there before the launch. What's taking so long? Come on, guys, And, again, innocence of youth. But I sat there diligently watching, and I was so hooked on all of this. Been a space baby ever since. And when I would see models like this XS L01, I would be like, come on, that isn't like a Saturn V. I want the Saturn V, I want the Gemini rocket. I want the Mercury Redstone. And of course, now that time's gone by, I realize these were all concept arts and everything, and what people thought it would look like back when, we were launching guys into space and doing all kinds of massive civil works projects, and we just thought we could do anything. And now I look back on it and I'm like, these rockets really are kind of cool. Even if they were a hint fanciful, but they are functional. I was looking at some of my sci-fi models up on the shelf, the X-Wing, the Star Fury, the Enterprise, all these, the Klingon ships, all of them make some kind of sense. The starships and the Klingon ships, they wanted the warp engines away from where the crew was at for protection. The The X-Wing makes sense because, you know, it gets a wide pattern of fire, 4 engines, because it's combat aircraft and everything, and a redundancy. The Star Fury, even though the guns on that are up under the cockpit, having 4 engines gives it a lot of maneuverability. The Jupiter C, sort of the classic flying saucer-esque sort of ship. Just all the ships, even the Firefly, Serenity, they all, the Star Trek shuttle, they all have a certain logic to their layout. I'm thinking, you know, as fanciful as some of these rockets are, in their own way they make sense. And when you think about what the actual space shuttle wound up looking like, the XSL-01 and some of the others really actually do make a lot of sense. And but it takes me back to a time of childish innocence, where just being pointy with delta wings and going into space, oh cool, you know, you appreciate the aerodynamics or the engineering behind it. And this could have been a viable vessel or something that looked fairly similar to this. Of course, a lot of them are based on some of von Braun's early ideas, so there's that. And of course, now these things are just incredibly pricey. I know Atlantis has repopped some of them, and if I see them on the shelf again, I'm going to grab some, because I don't know, maybe it's a sign of aging, but there was a time when everybody thought this was the future. And you never know. At some point it may still be. I mean, you look at what Elon's designing, hey, you know, the sky's not the limit anymore. Well, anyway, that was just kind of what I was thinking about. Did you guys build any of these kits? And I know some of you guys still have them now because you've emailed and told me you have, and that's awesome. You know, keeping the dream alive. Well, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. And as always, model on.
Woke up this morning with light in my eyes, then realized it was still dark outside. Was a light coming down from the sky? Don't know who or why. Must be the strange